The Couch Rider, Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. Hey, welcome back to the home of original sports perspective. From our couch to yours, this is your Couch Rider Report. This is your Couch Rider Raven, Jermaine Locking at to say thanks for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. You know, it may sound like I'm in a good mood, but I'm not. I'm kidding. I can't really be too mad, but at the same time, I'm wondering what's up with those Ravens fans and why are they not telling Eric DeCosta, like, hey, hold up. Let's not get too hasty with paying our season pass fee. You know, we'll get into that in just a second here. Let's see who's in the room. So we got 4 folks here. Y'all go ahead and comment in the timeline so I can see who's here live. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and say, like I said, just make sure you like and subscribe. We get down on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:45 Central. So just make sure you tell some friends. The live session is definitely better than the recorded session. Going back later and not being able to participate in the comments, it definitely sucks on that end because you're just like, all right, do I want to watch it this long? Or, you know, I could have been in there arguing with the rest of them and arguing my point as well. That's what we kind of do here. We have some fun with it. All right. So thanks for y'all coming through. Delicious is in the building. Hey, DC, what's good, my man? What's good, Delicious? Hope y'all doing well. Tonight's show is just a shout out to my daughter, Kira. She's not doing as well. She's, she's okay. She's living. She's good. She just can't seem to hold any solid food down. Everything just seems to come back up. She's had a fever for a couple of days. So if y'all can keep her in your thoughts and prayers, I appreciate you. So shout out to Kira Lockett. That's my baby. I love her to death. And we had a good day today. It's just, she just can't seem to keep that food down. Anyway, we'll keep rocking. So on to you. Appreciate y'all coming through. You know, like I said, we got a few in the room right now, but when it comes back to watching the recording, staying loyal, we got about 1,177 of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. So y'all make sure you go back and watch the show. Tell your friends about it. Tell your wife, tell your kids. Let's keep this party rocking. Today's motivational moment is, let's just talk it out. Let's see. Today's motivational moment is problems are not stop signs. They are guidelines. Initially, when I read that, I'm like what is Robert Schuller getting at here? Not stop signs, they are guidelines. And I had to go back. I had to think about it when I was in the non-commissioned officer academy, kind of just hanging out, got an opportunity to become the booster club president. And when that happened, I was like, cool, this is a great opportunity. It's the first time I've been the president of anything. This is awesome. Like, bah, 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 bah. And then the person out processing left a $1,200 debt in my lap to start off with. Day one, she said she's out processing. An event fell through for her. And next thing you know, $1,200 was left in my lap for a debt that I needed to pay to a t-shirt shop because her event didn't go through because there was a more exciting event. Apparently people like to build boats with, duct tape more than they want to actually run. Who knew? So I had to figure out like what was going on with that. But I was so frustrated at the time. And my supervisor, she came through and she said, hey, Jermaine, every problem presents an opportunity. So I look at these stop signs. This stop sign in my life at that particular moment was that $1,200. But it was more of a guideline of, hey, Jermaine, you help solve this problem. People will see that you have different leadership skills and are able to go forth and handle complex issues with no problem because they know that you got a way ahead and you're going to see the best way out of it. So look at those stop signs as guidelines or opportunities. That is your motivational moment today. All right, see what we got in the room. Let's pay some bills here. We still got Delicious here. We got Jose in the building. All right, it's a good evening, Flock. Absolutely, what's happening? Delicious says, wishing her a speedy recovery. I appreciate it. DC says his 3 younger brothers fighting demons too. Yes. It's the stomach virus or something going around, but basically it's catching everybody. Even caught the dogs. That is just weird. I was just sitting there and the sickness caught the dogs. So let's get out of this motivational stuff here. Let's talk about it, folks. Let's talk about it. Ravens, do something. I feel like we just should be like poking the general manager to get him to do something. And I get it. I get it because of the fact you haven't signed the girl, you hadn't signed you hadn't got the nice car. How you gonna get people in the car? I said this last episode. You can't get the swimsuit model if you're driving the beat up van with the duct tape in it. And that beat up van is Tyler Huntley. Sorry. It's what it is. It is what it is. I gotta call it exactly like it is. If we got the Ferrari, then yes, the girls gonna get into the car. Right now, we ain't getting no girls in the car. Cleveland getting girls in the car right now, but we ain't getting no girls in the car. And the reason is Cleveland had draft capital to be able to go to the Jets door and go knocking and say, hey, you know that dude that's like disgruntled, that's really a speedster and it has a lot of twitch. Yeah, Elijah Moore. Yeah, we want him and we're gonna trade for him. Because I know he's not happy because you just signed a nobody. I mean, you just signed me Cole Hardman and then you brought in Lazard. I mean, and then you got Wilson over here, all these different weapons for Aaron if he actually walks to the door instead of actually going back into the darkness and then retiring. But we want that dude right there. I know it's a little long-winded, but that's what I was getting at. So I think where our frustration is with the Ravens organization, with Lamar Jackson. Let's face it, both parties are at fault here. Don't sit there and try to blame one or the other. You can't say that neither one of them or one or the other is at fault. Both are at fault. The Ravens, they had an opportunity to give this guy a legit offer. Do we know what that offer is? No, we've been in the dark about this thing the whole time. But was one fair enough for Lamar Jackson to turn his hand? Obviously not. Maybe he wanted a little bit more than he should have been asking for. We don't know. And I got into a chat the other day. We don't know what we don't know. But what we do know is that Lamar did get an offer of $133 million guaranteed. But that was it for 3 years. Does that look like a fair transaction? Like, you tell me I'm getting 42 mil or close to 42 mil, 100% guaranteed for 3 years. I'm all in, but that's just me. Lamar wanted more of a commitment. And that's probably why he turned it down, because he's seeing other people's numbers, one, going up. But at the same time, that was an offer when the market was sitting just right around that number. The numbers went up since then, and he's doing the right thing. His situation to where he's sitting back, the longer he sits back, the smarter this looks, the more money he actually makes because the number keeps going up. Anyway, but everybody's been going off about that today. And it's just kind of frustrating when you see transactions go down. Some of them are not necessarily noteworthy, but they are transactions where it will raise an eyebrow with Ravens Nation because they're sitting here wondering, like, why are we making any moves? What's happening? Well, that's exactly what's happening. We're not necessarily doing enough at the moment, or we can't necessarily do much at the moment because we don't have Lamar. All right, Space and Bills here. Jose says Jets are beast mode. They're going to go broke like the Rams did, getting all them big names. And how well did that go for them? The Rams and the Raiders last season, they spent around $436 million total. And it didn't necessarily work out too well for them. The Jets are loading up, but Aaron lost a step. He lost a little spark in his arm. And hopefully, the darkness has done something for him. But I guarantee you, he's walking into a division that got some tough defenses that they ain't the Bears. He don't have ownership of the Bears, and he gonna get lit up like Christmas. Let's see here. DC says, I feel like EDC and Lamar are both waiting for the draft to make a move for different reasons. I want Lamar to see if the Ravens get a wide receiver. Lamar wants to see if the Ravens get a wide receiver, and EDC is waiting to see if waiting for trades to get picks. I think Lamar has realized that receiver is not coming to town unless he is there. You cannot convince an Odell Beckham to come hang out if Lamar is not in the building. Let's just call it what it is. That is the linchpin to the Ravens offseason right now. Because let me tell you, there have been 439 transactions this offseason since March the 13th, my birthday. But since March 13th, there were 439 transactions. If you do the math, we're looking at about 13 transactions per team is what the average would be. We know more teams are more active than others, but if we were talking about if everybody had a fair share of the pie, each team would have been doing at least 13 and a half transactions. Baltimore did 8. 8. 8 transactions. One of those was actually putting the tag on Lamar Jackson. So what did we really do besides release Calais Campbell, sign Geno Stone, sign Justice Hill? What have we done? Nothing. Nathaniel Nartica. It's just sad. We brought in Nelson Aguilar for an interview. I don't even think he was probably looking at us like, you cannot deal with us. It's sad. I don't even know what to say right now. Meanwhile, Lamar just sitting here looking at these offers from Eric DeCosta and everybody else apparently around the league like this. He just ain't about that life. He just ain't about it, folks. He wants to be loved. Lamar wants to be loved right now, folks. And Ravens Nation loves him. They hoping for the best for him, but they also want to see some type of compromise to where this thing gets done to where Eric DeCosta can be active in the free agency. Deep was good. He says, I think the Ravens have 2 offers on the table for him. 3 years, 45 to 48, it's going to be 45 to 48 mil, fully guaranteed, or an improved version of the 133 guaranteed at signing, 175 total guarantee, 5 years, 250 to 255 million total. I do think that the 5 years, 255, or what was it, 5 years, 250 to 255 million total. I think that is what may be on the table, but I think 200 of that is guaranteed. That's just my opinion. Of course, I'm not in the office. I don't know anything. I'm not in the castle right now. So just in case y'all happen to want to storm the castle, feel free, because the Couch Rider Raven is not there. I am in Nebraska, safe, sound in my basement right now. So if y'all need to do what y'all got to do, Brooke, if you need to pull up, do what you got to do, girl. I ain't mad at you. Y'all just keep it safe. You know what I'm saying? Leave Ozzy be, and leave coach alone. He not in the negotiations. He's out of negotiations. He's 200% sure. He's confident, but he's not in them negotiations. Y'all go for what y'all need to go for. All right, Jose says Todd Monken will be the reason OBJ comes to Baltimore. I'd like to hear your analysis on that. Matter of fact, what you doing right now? Jose, you got time to be on the show? Because I'd like to hear this. I want to hear this for myself. If I put a link out there, would you join? Because I want to hear this. This is a viewpoint that I hadn't heard before. I'm like, all right, Todd Monken being a recruiter. I don't know. Anyway, it's in the show. It's in the link. Right, so there's the link right there. Jose, you want to join? I want to hear this. All right, DC says Ravens just don't have any players that teams want, and the Ravens don't need. Every tradable player is almost a necessity for the roster right now. Okay. I'd have to disagree, because I think, there is a player that could bring some capital back to the Ravens organization, at least a second round pick at this moment. And y'all probably won't like it because he is a hero for this team. At least in our eyes, we do think he is that valuable. And that is that's Bowser. Bowser could bring back about a second round pick because he is pretty valuable to the team. We packaged the deal with Patrick Queen with Bowser in it. You send those over to Carolina, and you bring back the big dog. Bring back Nuke. All right, Jose is here in the building, folks. We're gonna let him give us this viewpoint on. I can't even remember what we were talking about. The Todd Monken. Let's talk about it.
Yo, what's good? Well, good evening, Flock Nation. What's going on?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Chilling, brother. What's going on with y'all?
Chilling. We just enjoying ourselves, man. Look, my main co-host couldn't make it here tonight. He got some issues going on, but we're gonna keep this thing rocking. I'm glad to have you on the show. Tell us a little
All right.
bit about
Hey,
yourself, man.
appreciate being on here, boy. I feel a little famous. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about you, man. Like, how long you been a Ravens fan?
Oh man, listen, it goes a long way. I was actually a Browns fan.
Wow, you
An
go way back.
original, I was an original Browns fan. Art Modell, Ozzie Newsome. I'm talking about Eric DaCosta with hair back when his father-in-law, Lacey DaCosta's dad, was the bricklayer for M&T.
Okay.
So that's the reason why EDC has such a close connection with the organization.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've been a Browns fan, original, moved on when Art did. So I became a Ravens fan since day one.
Okay.
Like I said, man, I've seen, I witnessed, I experienced losing both sides, Browns and Ravens. But again, the Todd Monken thing. I don't know if you guys remember the Todd Monken press conference when he first stepped in and he introduced himself and everything. He had a lot to say about OBJ.
Okay.
One of the biggest things he did say was that OBJ was one of his better receivers that he's had. And he feels that he has unfinished business to conduct with OBJ in the sense of he never got a chance to unlock his full potential while he was in Cleveland.
Okay. So how did, I guess, like, because OBJ left because the routes were there, I guess. It just Baker wasn't targeting them, right?
Right, exactly. So, but with that, he didn't directly say, "Hey, I want OBJ," but in that conference, all his verbiage that he used, meaning like, "Hey, I have unfinished business to do. I have unfinished business with OBJ. I love the way he plays. He knows how to open up the field. He can be an integral piece to helping us open up the field if that was ever an opportunity." But I definitely do feel that me and him missed out on opportunities to unlock his full potential. So I feel that in that sense, when it comes down to where we're looking at for a free agent wide receiver, I for some reason feel that Todd Monken is going to play a piece in this because they're going to take his experience and trust his knowledge on OBJ.
Yeah, I agree. I think so, but they just got to get the get the compensation right, if anything, because apparently, DC remembers like Odell was offered $4 million, and everybody on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, that was us. That was no doubt.
For real.
We cheap. We cheap." Let's see here. So let's get you some Twitter followers on here and Facebook followers. What's your Twitter handle?
Say what now?
So let's get you some followers on Twitter and Facebook. So wait, what's your handle?
Oh, all right, that's what's up, man. What you need? My info?
Yeah, you can actually change. You want to change your name? Tape right here. Just go ahead and put your put at and then put whatever your Twitter handle is.
Oh yeah. For real.
Have everybody else give you some subscriptions, and like I said, we want to hear your opinions on there as well.
Yeah, man, for real. Like I said, I'm one of those dudes out here, man. I'm trying to spread the gospel, bro. It's like we get blinded by all this fandom, but we forget that we're just fans. You feel me?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Some people they think they are these super fans and think they're better than folks, or those even the athletes that think they have the experience from playing the game. I remember an interview strictly with Engraven. There was it was a three-way. There was a female reporter. There was Quadri Ishmael, and then Engraven. They were having a conversation, and Engraven gave his opinion, and I thought it was a pretty solid response. But Ishmael kind of discounted what Engraven had to say by saying, "Oh, well, you're just a fan. You don't know about the experience on the field and what it is to be a player in the locker room, whatever." Like, how disrespectful, because like he came through with a solid point, multiple points, matter of fact, trying to view it from each view with the objective perspective, and he gets dissed because he's just a fan or whatever. This fan of the, that they was talking about, this guy's got 64,000 followers and has put himself on the line and his YouTube on the line.
Yo, for real. That's what I'm saying. This is how people make a living. Number one, let's just say that. Number two is that on top of look, there's a difference. There's a fine line between fans and fanatics.
Yep.
and And that line is kind of thin. It's really thin. But here's the thing though, we got fans that are just going to be what we see every day now, this time here now, what we've seen in our groups, your fans, which is only sticking to like one or two few players. But then you got people like me. I'm a fan slash fanatic, and I'm riding with these dogs. I'm talking politics. I'm dissecting things because I feel like, yo, I put my time in, I put my money. Think about it. At the end of the day, I'm buying jerseys, hats, memorabilia, whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, I feel like we all have a right to put our input in a respectable way. Now, do they would they listen to it? It is on them. But at the end of the day, we still have the right to express our fan and fanatic opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I fully agree. And speaking of opinions, Lisa's got one here. Lisa, I'm gonna be honest with you. For 6 years and $60, I ain't signing that deal. I know what you mean, girl. 6 years, 60 million per year is more than likely what you were talking about. I think if that deal got put across the table, it would be one that Lamar would have to like consider, depending on how much guaranteed money is there, how much void year money, all that stuff like that. There's that underwritten language that, of course, Lamar, if he's smart, he's going to a lawyer to say, hey, I'm gonna pay you, $2,000 an hour to review this contract to make sure it's legit and that I'm in good shape. But I think if it had that number on the table, Lamar would have to at least take a look.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna just say this too, though. All these players out here looking at these little team friendly pay cuts now all of a sudden, and contract restructures. This is something I brought up a couple months ago, and honestly, I keep running with it because the only two people that I know have done this is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, really, to do it, at least for my knowledge.
Yeah.
And honestly, look, the whole thing is, yeah, Tom Brady has a rich wife or had a rich wife, whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, he went into that. He's the one who put on that uniform, went out there and played those 17 weeks. He did what he had to do in order for him to win. Yeah. And if it was for him to, because we all knew how good he was. So at the end of the day, his financial status was not going to create his legacy. His legacy was created by the 7 rings that man had put on his hands and those 10 Super Bowl appearances that he showed up to. Yeah. That is what made his legacy, not the bit of money that he took or he didn't take. Because at the end of the day, if real talk, if I could sit here kneecap to kneecap and talk to Lamar, real talk, I'd be like, yo, my man, sit back. You know you good. You know you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody knows it. So sit back tight, strap on your seatbelt, enjoy the ride, let this team do what it needs to do. And if they don't, then obviously you move accordingly. But if you see that they're trying, sit back, trust the process because you know there is one, and then go ahead and sign a small, I go like this. I give them, like you said, that 3-year, 5-year, I even go less. I give them a 200, fully guaranteed. And then those 2 years, he has 2 years to prove himself. And then if he doesn't, he's gone in 2 years. No harm, no foul for us. We ain't wasting years. And then, granted, we lose 200 mil, but at least we got years of someone else, if that's possible.
You talking about $100 million a year?
Yeah, because if he's looking for, look, at the end of the day, if he's looking for 200-300 million, and what are we going to do? Are we really going to spend 5-6 years on this guy? I love Lamar. I'm going to tell you this right now. But with everything that's going on, we also have to be we have to be realists and think about it. Yes, has his injuries been an issue? Has his attendance been an issue? Yes. But I feel that he needs to take charge of his career and also take charge and be like, yo, when we got some crappy calls coming up, like full back screens on a 3rd and short,
Yeah.
That's where Lamar has to be like, nah, homie, fall back. I'm taking over and I'm gonna rock this play. You know what? I'll take the ass chewing right then and there. But then at the end of the day, I'll get that first down. What's up?
Yeah, I think, and of course we see him fussing on 4th down, one of those opportunities for 4th and 2. And I think, honestly, if I got if I'm able to call the play for every time it's a 4th down and short, I'm going back to the tape on Seattle. When they they lined up big, everybody knew that it was going to be a quarterback dive straight, to the right, and they just made it happen. It was just big body versus big body versus big body. Lamar
Yeah.
got through and he got to the end zone, whatever. That's what they need to do. Line it up, body on body. Let this man pick a hole, run through.
Yo, Jermaine, I'm gonna have to step because I gotta put the little man to sleep.
Oh man, do you?
And but I set my Twitter up in there in that message.
Okay. Hang on. We'll put this in the. I'm gonna put this in the chat.
All right.
Y'all go ahead and follow Jose. Hey, thanks for coming through, my man.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, I appreciate the love right here, man. This is a good thing, man. And and like I said, I'm glad to share some input. Hopefully some of these things that we all as a Flock Nation and fans, man, hopefully some of this stuff gets spoken into the universe and come true. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. And I say thanks for your service, bro. We brothers and sisters in arms.
Yes,
right
sir.
now,
hey, congratulations on the retirement, my man.
Hey, look, not yet. I hit senior master sergeant, so I'll probably put it on in like December, and then I'm gonna keep this party going. You know what I mean?
Woo, yeah, buddy.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks for coming through, man.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate you guys. Love you all, man. Stay safe and blessed.
For sure. You too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to pay some bills, man. We were talking about Quadri. Thanks for coming through, Jose. It was awesome having you in here. Maybe we'll have Big Reg on next. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is very important here. No, there's no Cam and there's no Brooke. They are both, we ain't going to say fired, but we're going to say fined. There's going to be some fines going on, and they're going to have to hit the Cash App or something along these lines. Maybe do something for y'all. I'm not really sure. Speaking of the Cash App, boom, if you want to hit it, it's up there in my left. Oh, yeah, my right hand corner over here. At Louisiana, sometimes it messed me up. Anywho, Cam, Brooke, I don't know where y'all at. You tripping, but that's okay. All right, so let's see here. Pay some more bills. DC saying that Quadri does that to Kevin O every week on Locked On Ravens, and Kevin's a professional journalist. That's the problem. When it comes to these players, I get it. You got live experience. You got experience in the locker room. You got experience in negotiations with like that. However, the Ravens fans, just NFL fans in general, have watched NFL Network long enough, have watched ESPN long enough, have sit there and followed the columns of all of these beat writers long enough to have enough information to have a decent opinion when it comes to these negotiations, when it comes to all of this information NFL-wise. They have done a majority of their homework. They've been able to see behind the scenes or been able to be exposed to the behind the scenes stuff that the players are kind of privy to. And there are things that they're not privy to that, sure, we like to hear those opinions on, but don't discount the fans' opinions just because they had one that may have trumped yours at that particular moment. And just because you got trumped, don't pull that rent card saying, "Oh, because I was a player." And that goes for anybody that's future going to be on the show as well, as far as players and stuff. Like that, if they come in here and they come disrespectful, we'll kick them off just like that too. Anybody can get it. All right, Lisa says she believes purple and black. And Big Red said you should get that checked out. You tripping. All right, let's keep the party going. Lisa says Giselle wanted Tommy Boy to retire the first time he played another season. They were divorced. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of their personal life right there. I think he made a commitment to come and play with the kids. And then when he said blank them kids back last March, I think that's what it caused the rift, because she wanted him to be more supportive back at home. At least that's what we're getting on the outside. Of course, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. He try to keep it as private as possible. I feel bad for Tom. Like, don't get me wrong. As far as a competitor, I think he's the whiniest little girl on the field. But, the dude's the GOAT because he was able to, get that many rings no matter how he got them. He got that many rings, but he was able to do what he was able to do. But he whined on the field about it. But when it comes to marital issues, that's real life issues right there, not necessarily the game of football. So, I'm hoping he's able to work that out and really realize family is important and take care of that more than just his daughter's cats that he apparently hates, by the way. Here's a good question. It says, how much of a loss would the main media take if Lamar announces his extension with his exclusive interview, and they would be last to know for one of the biggest stories of the offseason? Well, the thing is media is repetitive. So the second he announces it on his own show as the exclusive, this will continue to cause repetitive headline after repetitive headline after YouTube post after YouTube post after tweet. So it actually generates media no matter what, no matter who releases it. Yes, the reporter who got the story initially, if they got it before the actual interview, would be the one to be highly celebrated, tutored, probably promoted to a different position. It would get them a great deal of money. They would end up making some money. But ultimately, it doesn't matter who releases it to us, or it doesn't matter to the company, but the person that did, the beat reporter or whatever, the insider that got the information first, it matters to them because that's when their clout goes up, but nobody else's does, really. At least that's my opinion. Big Red says Cam and Brooke might be. Ooh, this is juicy. I'm gonna take this down real quick. I don't know if she was flying somewhere, and I knew it wasn't Jersey, but but who knows? I mean, she was supposed to be pulling up on the castle. She might be pulling up on Jersey, but we ain't finna go there. We ain't going there. Popped it up there twice. Sorry, y'all. All right, look, let me clear that up. Camru is on a official like family business emergency thing going on, and Brooke is flying elsewhere in the country. All right. Sadly, we gotta respect them. Yes, respect the players. Oh boy, yes, we don't. Y'all trying to get me beat up. Y'all see how big Cam is. All right, so here we go. Like I said, well, so going back to the transactions, we're looking at like I said, 439 transactions per team. A lot of teams were very active in the way that they were trying to build a roster. A lot of teams spending a lot of money, people doing trades like crazy. Ravens sitting there not doing much of anything. How do we sell tickets right now? What are we bringing to the table to our PSL holders who are like they have to pay this fee? They're getting letters right now from the Ravens staff saying, "Hey, how have you paid your PSL price yet? You know, this is what we have to advertise, or this is what's going to be in the seats." They can watch mid at home. I'm pretty sure that that's what they're going to say. They can watch mediocre gameplay at home. They want to know what's going to get them in the stands. Is there a promise in those letters, in those PSAs to get Lamar back under contract? Or are they actually advertising in a different direction? Because they're doing the whole defense thing. And I'm pretty sure the Ravens have heard this over and over again. Remember, between Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and Chris McAllister and all of these dogs, the Suggs and all that, I'm pretty sure they've heard that time and time over and over again. They want to know about explosiveness on offense. They want to know, how can we be explosive and be on primetime football? That's why I would want to pay my PSL price before I get those season tickets. They need to know what's coming in the house. How are we getting those folks there? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Marlon is great. Williams is great. Hamilton is nice. We got solid defense there. And, of course, having Roquan Smith makes it great for the defense. But what are we selling on offense? Are we selling a diva wide receiver who can't stay healthy, or he's been injured twice and could be considered injury prone, but don't say it on Twitter because he will get extremely angry? And then we also have Dobbins, who, I mean, he had a surgery to clean up some stuff and came back pretty hot. But who's the signal caller right now? We talking Anthony Brown. We talking Tyler Huntley. What do we do? So of course I wanted to go take a look. I had to take a look in the draft and see what was there, right? Of course there's AR-15, but it looks like the way that he shot off the draft boards, he may not make it out of the top 15 players. So let's just be real. I had to take a look at something else. I'll tell you in a second. Let's pay some bills. Lisa says, since Tom Brady retired, who will be your wife's new favorite QB? You know what? She said the other day, this is Tawny talking right now. She said, well, now I don't have to be split between two teams. Now I can just show loyalty to the New England Patriots. And I think that we'll still come in there and kick the Ravens' butt because Lamar's trash. And she was just hurtful. Just at the dinner table, I'm sitting all the way down at the other end. I could have thrown something, but, of course, there's consequences and stuff like that. So I was trying to keep my chill. She kept trying to poke the bear and whatever. That's okay. I'm going to catch her when she sleep or something and, probably just scare her or something. I don't know. We'll do something, whatever. What I'll do is I'll have my daughter go in there like she usually used to do. She would walk in with hair down over her face in the middle of the night, saying that she couldn't sleep. So she would stand in front of her mom and be like, "Mom, Mom." And I'm sitting here like, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And she's going to scare the mess out. And then, of course, Tony wakes up swinging. Don't do that. Somebody have Lila do that or something like that pretty soon. Maybe I'll pay her some money. Good times. Anyway, yes. So she's probably still rolling. She actually may be rolling with the Mac Jones. I don't know what the rest of the Patriots are, but she might actually be rolling. She said she was going to be fully in and committed to being a New England Patriots fan this offseason because she ain't got nothing else, or excuse me, this regular season because she's not nothing else better to do or no other team to root for, no other commitments. So the bandy is back in town with the Patriots. All right. So what's going on? So they not Lamar. Yes, those quarterbacks, they're not Lamar. This Delicious says, I don't understand why they just don't bring D-Rob if we got to give guys like Nelson Aguilar. Might as well be D-Rob back at least. He has chemistry with him and LJ wants him here. But the thing is like I said, LJ is not here. So how can we even get D-Rob back? D-Rob probably still sitting there like he turning his nose up like, I don't know, man. Y'all ain't got him. Y'all ain't got him here. So if he's not back, why should I come back? Maybe I should go find another team. He's like, maybe Patrick's still wanting to give him a call. And I honestly, that might be a legit situation right there because what did the Chiefs just lose? They lost Juju to the Patriots. And they just lost another wide receiver of theirs. So they lost two big wide receivers, or not big wide receivers. I say two, 1, 2, and 1, 3, because Mecole Hardman is a 3, and then Juju is a 2. So you lost both of those receivers, and you're sitting there looking at MVS and I want to say Skyler and Tony as your top guys. Well, DeMarcus Robinson already has chemistry with Patrick Mahomes. I don't see why he wouldn't go back there. I mean, be honest, we're looking at a better quarterback. Pat Mahomes is the better quarterback. He has some chemistry with Lamar, but at the same time, if Mahomes is calling me up saying, hey, I can get you a third ring, Lamar is not committal, I'm going with the sure thing. Just saying. All right, so here we go. Big Red says, yeah, defense is nice, but offense wins Super Bowls now. I mean, you got to have a balance of both, but we don't have the balance. The scales are tipped back to basically the terrible bowler years because we don't have a quarterback for now. DC says, season ticket holders are like, who all going to be there? Who all going to be there? Yes, AR-15 might go top 5. So that leaves us with a decision to make. Let's just say Lamar makes this difficult. Let's say Lamar's reports of really legit not wanting to be with the Ravens anymore is for real. I don't really think it is, but let's say it is for real. I'm gonna get to that. Let me pay a couple more bills, and I'm gonna get to that. Nelson occasional hands Aguilar needs to go anywhere but Baltimore. Oh my God, that's a shot. Bang bang. All right, here we go. Bold prediction. Hendon Hooker, first round pick. He was headed that way before the ACL. Teams might want the 5th year with him, and by far is the 5th best quarterback in the draft. Okay, so you're saying this is your bold prediction. You were close. You were close. We were almost on the same page. We were one quarterback away from each other in the rankings. I'll get to that in just a second. So wow, Coach Ryder, Lamar is trash. What? No, what? I didn't say that. I did not say what Lamar is trash. I didn't say nothing of the sort. I'm just saying Pat Mahomes is better. Like that is a legit. I mean, that's a fact right there. I'm sorry. All right, so honestly, don't think 8 going anywhere. Even though at times it looks crazy when we get reports that he's done with us, but I'll believe it when he actually addresses it. I am the same way. I don't think that report of him saying he's done, he hasn't came and disputed it, but he also hasn't denied saying, hey, he's done with the Ravens. Of course, this person on the outside doing these negotiations, they have to say something. They can't say, hey, look, man, I want you to go do this homework, but if it gets matched, Lamar's going to be happy to return as a Raven. No, you don't go into the negotiation table like that. You say, hey, look, my guy wants a deal. He is done with the Ravens. They frustrated him. He's ready to move on. Give him this opportunity, and I think Lamar will be happy to join your team. Whether that's true or not, you go to the table and you bang on the table, say, "Give my boy a deal." You lie. Yes, you lie. Thanks for the comment, Delicious. All right. Nana says, we need D-Hop. I agree. But what are we going to give up? They want a defensive player. They want a defensive player, and I think they want it to be a linebacker. So, and they want a second round. We don't have either one of those that we're willing to give up at this moment. So what are we giving up? Jermaine Lewis isn't like that. So you're talking about just having that personality. All right, I'll tell you what. You get Jermaine Lewis to come on the show, and we want to see what he's like as far as being able to discuss being a prior Raven. All right. So about the wifey comments, not you, not you. Okay. Okay, now I'm saying, hey, Lisa Engravings is in the building. He says, I don't think it would help him if he refuted it or confirmed it. Yeah, it's not a helpful situation for him right now. Look, if he loves Baltimore, we'll know about it pretty soon about his interview. If he's not in love with Baltimore, we'll know about his interview. It's not going to help or hurt. Engraving is 100% correct on that. I mean, but at the same time, Lamar is one of those guys who gets emotional and then jumps on Twitter, which is why we heard about certain contracts or certain details of the contract. Because if you put enough false facts out there, enough false narratives, Lamar will come out. He's just like the boogeyman. You got to say his name about 5,000 times or like that, and finally he's gonna come up. Yes, if he leaves, we will cry. We will host a show to where it will be nothing but crying. It will be no words, just silence and a little bit of sniffles and stuff like that. I will host probably an hour show of the sniffles. Yes, it'll be pretty bad. See, Nana says we're season ticket holders, but haven't paid this year. We're waiting to see how the organization will resolve this matter with our QB. Exactly. You are a PSL, and you are sitting there waiting for some satisfaction from the organization concerning the roster, and the biggest key element of that roster is Lamar Jackson. That makes all the other dominoes fall. So PSLs are sitting on it. Free agents are sitting on it. Lamar is sitting on it. They need resolution is what they are hoping for. All right. Engraving, man. Hey, if you want to come on the show tonight, if you got some time, man, that'd be cool too. As a matter of fact, I'll just place this right here. Do you want in? Have at it, bro. We just chilling. All right, so let's read this comment here with Big Reg. He says, I think Lamar is only going to discuss where he wants his career to go as far as play style and what he's capable of. He's going to shake whatever rumors about his health and stuff like that. I could see that happening in the interview, but I could also see a full-on bombshell drop, like Aaron. He said, "I'm not going to sit here and make this big, press, make breaking news with it like that." But then all of a sudden, he passively says, I've already considered coming back to play after I came out of the darkness on Tuesday, and then Friday I was considering playing football again and playing for the New York Jets. He said it very passive, like I ain't gonna say it, and then he said it. So he said it. Hopefully Lamar does that too. I ain't gonna sit here and talk about the contract or like that. I know that's what y'all want to talk about. How much I would love to agree to a $250 million, 200 guaranteed type of deal that I signed like the other day or like that. But we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that at all. All right. So Nana says, Lisa, you crying? I definitely wouldn't be any more good, and we'll be following a Lamar. Period. Are you leaving with him now? You gone? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I love the guy. I do. But at the same time, you got to figure out, like, do you love the Ravens more than you love Lamar? Or do you love the Lamar more than you love the Ravens? It's an equal relationship, I think, right now because they're on the same squad. But if Lamar decides to put on the Miami Dolphins colors, the Colts colors, the Dolphins, whatever he decides to go to, it's going to be fun to pick up and watch in fantasy football. But this probably will stay up because he hit MVP. He hit MVP, and he's the first MVP for the Ravens, like that, MVP quarterback. It'll stay up, but I'll be moving on and hopefully moving on to a smarter decision. Like I said, Ingraven, if you want to come on the show, man, come on down, man. We just sitting here chilling. The link is probably just a little bit above your head right there in the comments. Go ahead and hop on. But like I said, Cameron. Oh, sorry, I didn't even lead into that. If the Ravens had to move on, let's say Lamar decides to talk to the Colts. The Colts finally stop going out to the club, drunk driving and getting DUIs, stuff like that. And Irsay says, hey, Lamar, we're going to pay them 2 first rounders. We're going to offer you X amount of dollars. Eric DeCosta says, nah, man, y'all crazy. I ain't miss me with that. I ain't finna pay all that or whatever. You give me them 2 first round picks. If Baltimore is able to get one of those picks from the Colts, and let's just say AR-15 is off the board, let's say Eric DeCosta trades back, because what he's going to do with that first pick of the Colts is he's going to trade back back further in the first round in a slot that is comfortable while he picks up other picks like 2 seconds and a third or something along those lines to let somebody else slide up. And he's going to pick up Cameron Ward, Washington State, 6'2", 220 pounds. I like the guy. I think he's explosive. He's a good decision maker. He's got the flick of the wrist type of arm. But the only things I don't like about him, and this could be coached out with a decent quarterback coach, and if the current offense coordinator can take a scrub and turn him into a 2-time Georgia champion, this guy can turn Cameron Ward into a decent signal caller for the Ravens until they can figure out, like, hey, is he going to be that guy, or is he going to be that bust? So the problems I didn't like with Cameron Ward is his feet aren't set. He's able to flick the wrist like 50, 60 yards down the field without set feet. I mean, on a full-on back pedal, this guy is pulling launch codes, and it's accurate. That's what's crazy. So imagine if he gets the proper footwork. That would be magical. He likes to reset the pocket. I've been watching that, and he loves to sit there and he pulls that Russell Wilson. He's like, all right, cool. The pocket's not established right now. It's actually folding. I'm going to go ahead and roll it out a little bit, reestablish a new pocket so I can go and throw the ball down the field. He wants to be that pocket passer. Yes, he has mobile ability. I've seen what he can do. It looks very similar to somebody we know, just saying. And it would be nice to see that transition into another signal caller that has that mobile ability. Not because I just want it in Madden. It's because I do enjoy watching the signal caller be exciting, explosive. He may be developmental, but let's develop together and let's get him the right staff around him to do that. And I think that staff is there right now because they were there for Lamar. All right, here we go. Let's play some more bills right quick. So I already called out about Mayflower truck rental. We just waiting on the final confirmation from the Colts. You just being hurtful, man. Look, I'm telling you, I was only 1 year old when that happened, but it still hurts, man. Oh boy. Nana says, yep, we've been part of this team since 1996, and we never had any idea that they would treat this young black quarterback like this. Not at all. I don't think it's about color. I honestly just think it's about the NFLPA having a nose in this situation, and this is why it got dragged out as long as it did. This is Jermaine Lockett speaking. This is my opinion. I'm gonna just go with, like I said, the Couch Rider Ravens opinion right now is not that of the NFL, not of the organization, whatever. This is my opinion. I think the NFLPA had their nosy butts in this whole deal, and they helped drag it out because of the fact that they wanted to try and change not just the market for QB, they tried to change the face of contracts for the NFL, and they tried to use Lamar as the poster child to do this. And in order to do that, they needed Lamar to continue to hold out. They're proud of him, or they were proud of him, for his efforts in holding out for guaranteed, 100% guaranteed money. When Lamar realized, hey, that's not necessarily going to happen, it's not a real deal, and I may have damaged relationships with the organization because I'm trying to hold out this long, and it went to the exclusive tag. Then, of course, maybe Lamar felt like, all right, I thought they was going to lock me up, or like lock me up. But then he also may have discussed, like, hey, let's go see what the rest of these teams are offering out there. Then he realized, all right, cool, I'm not going to get 100% guaranteed. What can I get? And NFLPA, by the way, mind your business. He probably told him, "Nice, y'all kick rocks. Tired of dealing with y'all. Y'all messed me up with the Ravens. I could have had a good deal on the table right there and could have been done with this. But now since we don't mess things up with them, let's go see what the rest of these other teams are talking about, at least to see what they are talking about. All right. But yes, it is. So then let's say, yeah, I forgot where I'm at. But basically, things are rocky because the NFLPA had their nose in this stuff. And it's not going to be until the NFLPA takes their nose out of Lamar's situation, because what they're going to do is the second Lamar decides, hey, I'm just going to play under the tag this year, the PA is going to move on. You know who they're going to move on to? They're going to move on to Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow is going to be the next guy who they're going to say, hey, Joe, hey, look, man, you can change the face of the game. We could turn this into the NBA and we can get 100% guaranteed contracts for everybody. You just got to be the one to set the president for it, because Deshaun, that's the outlier. But 2 says president, and they're gonna have him as the post child. Now leave Lamar alone, and Lamar will get his deal. You heard that here first. Pay some bills. So Germany engraving. Hey, you talking about we've done this once before, man. Engraving and I have teamed up. So I think we teamed up probably when I first got the channel started. I was probably at 200 subscribers at the time. And Engraving might have helped me get like an extra 600 or something like that. But I was grinding, and Engraving. I was on Engraving Show. I think we did 2 episodes. Y'all can actually look those up. We chatted it up. It was a great time. I enjoy having him on the show. I think he's coming on here. He came on here once before. I had Lunch Break Hot Take on here. We've had a few on here, so we want to keep those folks coming. Let's see. Someone is doing LJ dirty. I don't think LJ they ain't doing. I think the league, as far as the collusion piece, yeah, that could be real. That could be the people doing him dirty. Let's go with that. All right, Living Big Reg. Big Reg says, I like Herndon Hooker, right? Okay, out of Tennessee. I guess this guy's 6'4", 218 pounds. Let's just see what they said about Herndon Hooker. As he's a 6-year senior. He said he began his career at Virginia Tech before eventually transferring to Tennessee. He passes the eye test. He's got excellent frame, height, possessing an NFL arm. He's effortless when throwing the football. He's able to make all the throws, confidence, and will test defenses, gets rid of the ball quickly. Good athlete, shows capabilities running on broken down plays and design runs. Dual threat QBs, nicely shown his ability to run a college-style offensive system. The thing is, they say college-style offensive system now. It's basically bled over into the NFL. It's not even, there's rarely differences now because of the fact that the college coaches have brought their college system to the NFL, and the NFL coaches are using that system now. So let's just call it what it is. It's a system, and we just need to be more specific what it is. Whether it be B gun, whether it be air raid, whether it's shotgun, just B shotty, whatever it happens to be, empty gun, whatever. Call it what it is. It's no longer. I don't see the differences between college style and NFL ran now, unless you're talking about Navy, because Navy runs something completely just full on, just run all day long. That's Navy and Army. Good times. And the Air Force Academy. I've been there. They have wide receivers that are most athletic specimens on the planet, but they don't use them. Next. So I know Caleb Williams will be in next year's draft. How do y'all feel about Caleb Williams? I don't know. I'll do some research. Let you know next time. All right. So nobody compares to LJ according to Lisa. So Lisa, here's the thing. LJ opened the door. He opened the door. And Michael Vick opened the door for quarterbacks to be dual threat. And then LJ kind of emphasized on that, bringing the point home that this can happen and this can transfer into our league. And then guys like Justin Fields looks really, really good in that position now because of the fact that he's able to do some of the things that LJ can do. LJ is a unique character, but that dual threat type of quarterback now is going to be a common thing. I mean, we still want to know what Malik Hooker does, or not Malik Hooker, Malik, what's his name, Cunningham? Whoever the Titans quarterback is right now. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yes, he's down in Tennessee, and he could be special this year. But he's got those skills to be something like Lamar. Justin Fields has those skills to be something like Lamar. Of course, we've seen a Super Bowl quarterback in Hurts to be something like, if not, I mean, that could be an argument right there. Better than Lamar because he got to a Super Bowl. Just saying. These are arguments that legit could be had right now because Lamar helped open the doorway to that. And that's what we're going to start seeing come through as far as potential signal callers in the NFL. So Lamar helped open that door. That's why I think these replacements, like a Tennessee Herndon Hooker and a Cameron Ward, can bring to the table. Will they be that explosive? We'll never know. Or we'll have to wait and see. All right. So Caleb Williams will probably go number 1 next year. Big Reg, you gotta tell us a little about him then. All right, so I believe he will for sure, Big Reg. Okay. So Coach Ryder. It's Couch Ryder. Couch Ryder. Did you know Calais Campbell is the vice president on the NFLPA? Yeah, I did. And I also know DeMaurice is the president, and a lot of people do not like the president. And it's because of the way that he runs the business over there. And then, of course, him letting the cat out of the bag with some of Lamar's business. I don't think that Lamar appreciated him actually spilling details of what Lamar was looking for or what he was looking or what he wasn't looking for. That actually screwed up some of the negotiations between Lamar and the Ravens if he just keep his head out of it. Now Campbell's sitting there trying to help mentor, trying to help coach, and then all of a sudden he goes and gets a look at by the Atlanta Falcons. Message. Maybe something to look into. NFLPA definitely should have stayed out of it. All right. DC says Bengals would absolutely pay Joe a full deal too. Oh, yeah. I think they may pay him a significant amount of money, but these owners are teamed up right now. They are teamed up to where they don't want to pay that deal. I think they're going to give Joe a lot of guaranteed money. And I think it's going to be a lot more than Josh Allen. I think it's going to be a lot more than what is proposed to Lamar right now. Is that fair? No, but the thing is, it's just how long, the later the contract, the more the guaranteed money. We see it rolling closer and closer to that fully guaranteed, but it's not quite there yet. We're looking at the 180s, we're looking at the 208s. Next is probably going to be a 216, as far as the amount of guaranteed money, 216 million. Thank you, Big Reg. Malik Cunningham, decent late round quarterback. He's at least better than Huntley. I don't know. There's still more to be seen with Malik. I think that Huntley has more game time experience than Malik, and I think that you had both of them starting at the same time versus each other, Titans versus Ravens. I got my money on Huntley. I mean, Huntley made a mistake against the Bengals, but without that 1 yard mistake when it was supposed to be a tush push, and he should have been just running through with the ball down and versus trying to hop over, the Ravens beat the Bengals. And they do it because of Tyler Huntley. So with him or Malik, I got to go with Huntley. I'm sorry, Snoop's my guy. Maybe I'm just a homer, but I think Malik has potential. Potential mean you ain't did nothing yet. All right, so we got 9 people in the room. If y'all appreciate, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe, smack that bell if it's going down. So you know it's when it's going. You know what I'm talking about. Smack the bell so you know when it's going down. I need to drink. Usually Cameroon's here to help fill part of the space here. That is Mountain Dew. That is not alcohol. All right, DC says, my school still runs triple option. Yes. The thing is, high school coaches and college coaches can get away with some of this here. The Ravens, we did it for a little bit. There were certain plays in there that had triple option in it. We had Heisman plays. We had all these different plays with option, with all different reads and everything else, thanks to Greg Roman. But the Greg Roman time is done in Baltimore. The new offensive coordinator, he saw some good things with the Ravens with those options, but we know that there are going to be changes coming to this offense, and I'm excited about seeing those changes. And yes, that may be one of the big differences between a college style, even though I just said it, and pro style offense. So I'm definitely curious to see what Burrow and Herbert contract will look like. Herbert's contract is not going to be, I think Herbert's going to have a middle of the pack type of contract. Not necessarily like Geno Smith money, but I am thinking like Josh Allen money right now is what I'm thinking. Herbert's contract, Herbert looks like a solid signal caller, but he doesn't have the wins, he doesn't have the resume to say, hey, give me top dollar money. I say he gets about $45 million a year when his contract time comes up. Maybe a little bit more. I'll say 48 per year because of the escalator of those contracts at that time. I think Joe Burrow is going to get 70 million a year. But at least I say 63 million a year. That's what I think Burrow is going to get. Lamar's probably going to get 54, 55 a year. Is it fair? No. All right. Nana says, Dre, and there lies the problem, giving another QB a fully guaranteed contract. Dre, who's Dre? Oh, Delicious. So, all right. Delicious says, I'm definitely curious to see what Burrow and Herbert's contract looks like. She's saying that there's a problem with giving another contract out that's fully guaranteed. Okay, I feel you. All right. So, where are we at? Big Red says Malik Willis, Titans QB. Yeah, Willis, not Cunningham. Tripping. Oh. Hurst is not a better option than Lamar. His team thought enough of his success to get him weapons to help him. Okay, what about defense? Are they working on defense to help him? Because that's the thing about Herbert. When Herbert is when he's out there balling, he's got to do more of the comeback type of stuff or whatever because he's always playing from behind because that defense is giving up the cookies. Lamar's defense ain't giving up the cookies like that, and that's kind of where the difference is between those two. I think Hurst, he's got a pretty good arm. Or excuse me, Herbert. I don't know why he's saying Hurst. Caleb Williams, QB of USC, dual threat, and absolutely carries that team. If you ask me, I want to go look at some more tape on that guy. Is it Cunningham, rookie QB in the draft from Louisville? I'm tripping. Thank you. It got me all over the place. Every time I hear Malik, I'm thinking one thing or another. All right, I miss G-Ro. He's my favorite OC. All right, so I'm kind of with you because of the things he was able to do in 2019. And then I had to turn coat when I saw that Denver game. It just really turned me a wrong way because one, Lamar was holding on the ball entirely too long. That should have been coached out. And then two, some of the plays that he came up with for our backups. I mean, there should be any offensive coordinator and coach should know a player's top 5 plays. They should know, like, hey, these plays are specifically designed for the success of that player. And we should go to these, first of all, to make sure this guy is getting comfortable in the system that we just flushed him, we just threw them into. And they should have known Snoop's top 5 plays. That would have shown you the strength of an offensive coordinator. They should have known Anthony Brown's top 5 plays. Hey, this is money for them. We saw this work for them. Having in the playbook, just sitting to the side or whatever, but those players still, they get sprinkled in during practice. Hey, just in case, these are 5 plays for this particular quarterback that he succeeds on. Maybe he's different than Lamar. And of course, we've seen it. Huntley is different than Lamar. He has faster decision-making than Lamar. And I'm not saying better, but I am saying faster decision-making than Lamar. Lamar tends to hold the ball probably a whole second and a half longer than Snoop. Snoop says he gets rid of the ball faster. He's like probably a 2-3 step drop and boom, that ball is fired out. Faster decision-making. Whether it's a pick, whether it's an inaccurate pass, he is faster than Lamar in those decision making. And you saw some results from that faster decision making. We saw a different style of quarterback. But I didn't say better. I did not say better. Caleb definitely reminds me of Pat Mahomes. Oh, speaking of Pat Mahomes, that dude, Cameron Ward, his coach in college is the same as Pat Mahomes' offensive coordinator at Texas Tech. So I think, to have that similar type of coaching from that star power type of or that star type of quarterback, having that relationship, I think that's significant. I think that Cameron Ward could be a big help to Baltimore. Developmental, but a big help. Heartbreaking, change of direction, but a big help. Maybe sell some seats because they probably want to see a developmental, probably want to see that explosive signal caller. And Mary Baby gets those season ticket holders in the stands because they brought something in. Heartbreaking, big change, but could help. All right. Jalen Hurts. Are you saying Hurts or Hurt? Okay, y'all. Okay, so many H's right now. Y'all hurt me. Are we talking about Hurts versus Lamar? Or are we talking about Herbert versus Lamar? Because if we're talking about Hurts versus Lamar, it is definitely the conversation to have. I think Hurts is a pretty solid signal caller. And as you can see, there are times when in clutch situations, he's going to feel like he's under pressure and give up and botch some things. He in the fumbling in the Super Bowl, a fumble 6, craziness, right? So, but as far as his first game out, this guy came out the gate with 200 passing yards and then 100 rushing yards in his very first game. Lamar was just running all over the place, to be honest with you, in his first game. And I think it was against Cincinnati. But he was trying to get comfortable. And then Lamar started taking off in that second year. But Hurts came out looking pretty daggone good. And he gets his team to the Super Bowl. Gets his team to the Super Bowl, folks. I ain't saying Hurts is better. I'm saying I like watching Hurts. And it's a fun watch. I'll just leave it at that. Nana says, just think back. G-Rose started the year off good with passing game. Then all of a sudden, things went downhill. Why do you think that was? I believe it's because John Harbaugh pulled G-Ro up. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what pulled G-Ro up, what that mean. He pulled G-Ro. John Harbaugh pulled G-Ro up. Can y'all help explain Nana's point of view right here? I think they went in with the confidence, with the schemes that they were running, but they weren't able to hold the leads with it. And they were trying to change things up, and I think they just hit a bad patch. They hit a bad patch. And honestly, I think if things were working the way that they were working earlier in the season, G-Ro will still have a job because the defense were the ones that are allowing the big-time comebacks. I mean, when we're up 20 points, when you're up 20 points, the game should be in hand. When you're up 20 points in the third quarter, probably midway through, the game should be in hand. When you're up 20 points in the fourth quarter, or up double digits in the fourth quarter, the game should be in hand. We were definitely the Atlanta Falcons a great deal of the season last year. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So Lamar seems to like Zay Flowers and Tank Dell. Well, Lamar can like him all he wants, but is he liking him as an Atlanta Falcon? Is he liking him as a Indianapolis Colt? Or is he liking him as a Baltimore Raven? I need him to like him in the organization. Do something, bro. At least say something. Put something out there in the media. That's all I'm saying. It's that we need to know. Tell us something. Yes, does it benefit us? No, it doesn't benefit us, but it'll actually benefit us in a way of us having some type of closure. You know, is or you ain't my baby. That's what we need to know. I need to know this, man. I'm sick of sitting here with just clicking on Twitter every single day, hoping something pops off with it. I'm wasting government time. Y'all got me messed up, man. Oh boy. Nana says, to remind him we are a passing game and defense. Sorry, as all outdoors. I think when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, we don't know what that identity is going to look like right now. We don't. We don't know because of the fact that we have Todd Monken he's very versatile. You know, he's got multiple different formations that he rolls with, you know. 1 second he's rolling an air raid. Next second he's doing bunch with tight ends out this world all over the place. Next second, you know, he's got a 1,500-yard receiver coming out of the Browns. He can do it all. What Baltimore is going to turn this offense into, I'm not sure. But it deals with what the signal caller is going to be. Are we going to play to Huntley's strengths? Are we going to play to Anthony Brown's strength? Are we going to play to Cameron Ward's strength? Or are we actually going to play to Lamar's strengths? People say, oh, Lamar doesn't have strengths. He's versatile. Prove it. Bring yourself to this organization, bring it back in, sign the deal, and let's see what you're talking about. All right. And Raven says, ain't no closure till a deal or dealt. Till the deal is dealt. I get you. There's not going to be any closure. We're going to be hot. All right, Big Red says the problem is Greg has no clue how to be a real coordinator. He never made adjustments and never planned for his opponents. He only ran his scheme no matter what. I think when they go into game planning each week, they do come up with a few plays that they're trying to install for that opponent. It's just reaction after halftime after those plays don't work. That's kind of where it's at right there. That reaction ability after the half, or excuse me, during the half when you have to make those adjustments, or you just keep doing the same thing and then they figure you out and then you're screwed. And that's kind of where we were at. We got figured out. And Nana says engraving is correct. I definitely agree. Like, look, we're not gonna get no closure after this. Until then, I'm gonna be on the couch getting therapy. We might have my therapist just sitting over here just saying, how does that make you feel? Because I'm going to be very frustrated because I want a deal. Give me a deal. I think everybody else is kind of clamoring at that as well. And then just seeing how it truly affects Baltimore. It sucks so bad right now because you're seeing the Jets of all teams are fire. They are really loading up right now. Like they are, and I know it doesn't look like much, but putting it all together in the end, you got Wilson as a number one. And you got Miko who can stretch the field as a number two. And you got a lot of other wide receiver weapons sitting there with Lazard and a few others. I think Denzel Mims is sitting over there just like, hey, y'all, I'm pretty beast over there. I mean, they got a guy from Tennessee who is still over there, I believe, as well. They got some dogs. Lamar, Aaron Rodgers is going to at least look decent. Like I said, I think his arm has lost some juice, but I think he's getting surrounded with plenty of weapons as soon as he is able to get the deal, or the Packers and the Jets are able to get the compensation that they desire set on the table for that deal to happen. He's going to be one of the superpowers with the Jets. All right, so let's see. Lisa says we had a 10-point lead and we squandered it. Many times we had a 10-point lead. Every time I was like in the fourth quarters, I'm like, oh man, y'all should be okay. You got a 10-point, you got a plus 10-point lead. I'm like, yeah, we'll screw that up. The Greg says, according to Willie Snead, Greg Roman didn't scheme for opponents. Willie Snead had a lot of hateful things to say because of the fact that he was on his way out the door. What I want is somebody like, let's say Hollywood. I want Hollywood to, specifically say what Roman wasn't doing well like that. A lot of people that left out the door were bitter because they did not get the action that they wanted to get. I think now is the time that they can actually say, okay, here's the things that Greg Roman wasn't doing, and this is how we bridge that gap. It's exactly because our defenses started out sorry. Our defenses, they were ending sorry, we'll say. They just weren't able to hold on in the back of those games. So the Jets are definitely going all in. I mean, Salas is definitely going to enjoy all of these new toys that his GM is getting them. At the cost of we need some toys. I don't know what you got to do to get to get Odell Beckham here, but you need to do it. I don't know what you got to do to get Nuke here, but you got to do it. You got to go do it. You got to go make promises, lie everywhere. Lie. Just say, hey, look, we got him under that deal. I just can't announce it until the draft. Something like lie and get them to sign. I know it's not right. It's not right. I know that's not what we do. That's not what we do. We know it's integrity. It's a nice organization, and it's this honest. They do the deals the right way. And all. Lie. Just do it. We'll be okay. I promise. Just a couple of lies here ain't hurt nobody. It did actually. But I'm just saying. I'm just hurt, man. I'm hurt. All right. I can't sit here crying all night. I got to get going. I got to go check on my daughter. But y'all, I appreciate y'all coming through. This is the home original sports perspective. And we crying on our couch to yours. This is the Couch Rider Raven. So I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Smack that bell. Emotional. I gotta go, man. Y'all find out where Cameron is out in the world and where Brooke is out in the world. They are not together, by the way. Please let us know. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate each of y'all. If you want to show your support to the channel or whatever, like I said, any proceeds go to Cameron Lockett, not Cameron Ward. That'll be for his business and for his Pokemon or whatever. So you can either hit the Cash App or you can hit the Super Chat. It doesn't matter whether you listen to it now or if you're live now or you're actually checking the show out later, whatever. You can do those things, and those proceeds will go to my son because, man, I got bank. I'm going to be all right, but help my boy out. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you coming through. Like I said, we got Engraving coming through as far as celebrities in the building. Lunch break hot take folks come through here a lot. So appreciate each of y'all coming through. Make sure you go support those channels. Also, Engraving's channel. Like I said, my man is freelancing right now. So do what y'all can to give them that support. Sign up for his Patreon. Help him support his family because that's his line of work. This is what he does. This is how he makes his chips. If y'all support this guy, I'm telling you, it's going to mean the world to him. It's going to mean the world to his family. So thanks for that. And, like I said, just hit the like button, hit subscribe, smack that bell so you know when it's going down. This is your Couch Rider Raven signing out saying I appreciate y'all. We'll get into more of the draft stuff as we get along, and Cameron will be back on the show. And I have a few other surprises of who's going to be on the show. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Y'all take care. Let me read these last comments, and we out this joint. Take care, y'all. Peace out. I am not on my game.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Raven, Raven, Raven. Couch Rider. Raven, Raven, hey, Raven. We gon' ride out. Raven, Raven, Raven. Couch Rider.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.